What makes brands like Nike, Apple, Coca-Cola simply unforgettable? It's not just their products, it's the feelings we feel when we interact with them by purchasing a bottle of Coke or purchasing an iPhone or even a new pair of shoes from Nike. So today we're going to be diving into what is a brand and how do we even create one, whether it's on a personal level or creating a business brand. In this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what a brand is, why it matters, and how you can build one that leaves a lasting impression on either your customers, your audience, or just anybody in your everyday life if you're just building a personal brand. And remember, this is also a video meant for anybody who's just curious about what a brand is and how one can be built, or how people out there build one, or businesses out there build one. What sort of steps are they taking? I got my framework here. We're going to be working through it, and we're going to start off with what is a brand. So a brand isn't just your logos, colors, tagline. So right, brand does not equal your logo, colors, or your tagline. A brand is really your story, your promise, and the experiences you provide your customers or your audience. Oh gosh, that's horrible. But sorry, I was talking about this E. So a brand isn't just your logo. It isn't just the set of colors that represent your company or your personal brand. It's not the tagline. It's not, for Coca-Cola, it's not just open happiness. It's the story, the promise, and the experiences you provide, experiences being products, services, or even just heading to your website, because your website itself can be an experience. So Nike's, some examples of what we're talking about here. Nike is commonly associated with empowerment and pushing your limits, hence their tagline, just do it. Apple's often associated with innovation and creativity, which is thinking outside of the box, thinking different. Coca-Cola, happiness and connection, which is just open happiness, which is their tagline. And why? So we have all this. If you're creating a company, you have a logo, or even for your personal brand, you might have a logo as well. You have your set of colors, you have your tagline. You should still build those. It's still part of the brand, but this is the real brand, the feelings that people feel when they interact with you, or when you're not even in the room. I'm going to erase this, and we're going to talk about why does it matter? Why should you focus on building a brand, whether it's on a personal level or for a business? So why does brand matter, and why should we focus on building it initially and always continue to solidify it, or to reinforce the foundation of it? Because ultimately, branding leads to trust. You've probably heard someone say people buy from brands they trust. People buy from Walmart, they buy from Amazon, because they know those are big brands, and they know they're commonly associated with being safe. And with Amazon, if your package doesn't arrive, you're going to get a refund anyway. Stuff like that. Brands build loyalty. Loyalty meaning, if you ask for something from your audience or your customers and they're loyal to you, chances are they're going to reciprocate. They're going to want to give you that, whatever it is, and they're going to want to keep buying from you, no matter what you're releasing, what sort of experiences you're giving them. And last up, I don't know why I'm capitalizing that. It differs or differentiates you from everybody else. Everybody's brand is unique. The feelings it exudes is unique. Everybody, if you're building a personal brand, everyone is unique themselves. They have their own quirks and features. And these are really the things that differentiates your business or you from everybody else out there. So whether you're building a business or looking for a job, or just want to leave a strong impression on the people you meet, the people your business interacts with, this is why branding matters. And this is why people with, or companies like Apple with strong brands, Apple has tons of loyalty. I think they even have a program where they allow you to turn in your old iPhone to buy the new one. And people just keep buying the new iPhone, even if there's limited changes from the past model. It's just simply because of the brand, the trust, the loyalty, and the slight differentiators that they have. People will just love that brand. I'm going to erase this, then we'll continue. So for this section, I'm going to probably just animate the steps here, but we're going to talk about the steps to building a brand, the steps that are commonly taken when someone is either building a personal brand or a business is building a brand. The first up is, what is their mission plus their vision? This is, what do they stand for? What do you stand for? What do people feel when they think of you? And ultimately, what is your mission for the company, for yourself? And what is your vision for the future interactions with you and your audience? Step 2 is identifying your audience or your customers. Who are they? What sort of customer personas are they? How old are they? What do they value? Who are you trying to reach? Who are you maybe creating content for? Or just who are you providing a service or a product for as well? Step 3 is developing your visual identity. This is where your logo or your tagline or your set of colors comes in. This is, remember, these aren't your brand itself. These are just tools, but you want to keep it consistent, simple, and make sure it reflects your message easily, and people can look at your logo and think of it straight away as fast as possible. Step 4 is crafting your brand voice, whether it's interacting with your customers via email or over social media platforms or in person or over calls. This is the voice you have, whether it's more professional, serious, more friendly, more quirky. It's ultimately, how do you communicate your message? How do you communicate your mission and your vision or any other value you're providing? Step 5, last step, is crafting experiences that match your brand. Experiences being, like we mentioned before, products, services, or simply visiting your website, simply watching, maybe even content, watching videos like this one, or interacting with images you post on social media, stuff like that. Or even just a conversation as an experience as well. So what are some common branding mistakes when people are creating either a personal brand or a business brand? Common mistakes. First up, inconsistency. Whether it's inconsistent colors, inconsistent fonts, inconsistent messaging, inconsistent content, these are all forms of inconsistency in the brand. If you randomly, sometimes you can use this to your favor if you're just creating a new type of video, or you're creating a product that's completely different and just testing the waters. It can work in your favor, but on a long-term scale, looking from a bird's eye view, you want to be as consistent as possible wherever it matters. To appeal to this is a horrible globe, but imagine this is the world. trying to appeal to everyone, not separating a specific niche audience, a specific niche group of customers, trying to appeal to every average Joe out there, and not even just every average Joe, every exceptional Joe as well, everyone in the world. And this is very easy to combat. Think of who you want to serve and just focus on them. Focus, focus, focus. Specific group of people. What sort of value are they looking for? What sort of products are they looking for? And focus on them. And last thing, focusing too much on the logo or other stuff like that, focusing too much on the tagline or even the set of colors, even the fonts, little things like that. Remember, those are just the tools. They are not the brand themselves. The brand themselves is the promise, the story, and the experiences you provide, the feelings you provide to whoever you're serving, whoever you're reaching out to, whether you're yourself or you're a business. I'm going to erase this and we'll continue. Last part we have that I've created is why everyone has a brand, and what does it look like when you're just carrying it around every day? What are the common feelings people associate with you when you're not in the room, when you're in the room, when you're talking to them? Maybe they think of, if you're an entrepreneur, they think of you as the businessman. Or for me, since I ran Hobby Solver, it's Dan the Hobby Man. They think of stuff like that, little quirks that you have. So ultimately, it's the reputation you have as well. When you're, if you're networking with people, they regard you maybe as somebody who's very hardworking, or maybe you're lazy. They think of that. There's always some sort of brand on you, whether it's good or bad for some people. And the problem with the brand that you carry around every day is that every single person has a different brand for you. They have a different perception of that brand. And the thing you want to do is try to make it as consistent as possible across as many people as possible. Try and make everybody think of you the same and make sure it's positive. So, yeah. So let's wrap up this video. The last part I have is just how do you start building either your business's brand, or if you're just starting out, or your personal brand today. How to start today. I've wrote down a quick action plan for you here, just to get started straight away. I might animate it here as well. First up, define your mission plus your vision, or just your mission, in one sentence. Write it down, write a few drafts, and pick one of them that is the best one for you, the best one that you think represents your brand or your business's brand the best. Next up, choose 2 to 3 colors or symbols that reflect your value and that reflect your brand well. Next up, commit to showing up consistently, whether it's your business, work, or daily life. Consistency is how, like I mentioned, we want to have as much consistency across everybody's perception of what our brand is, what our business's brand is, and this is extremely important. So, building a brand it's not about building the perfect brand, it's about building one that's unique to you or to your business. And this helps you target that niche audience, that niche group of customers you're trying to target. And it helps give people a consistent and amazing view of what your business or what you represent, what your mission, your vision is, and and the value you provide them as well. Remember, you want to start small, and your brand has always been in the making. Every day you've been working towards it, but remember, you can always, if you think it's maybe a negative one right now, you can always change it for the positive. If this helped you or gave you a good idea of what a brand is, please like, subscribe. It helps me figure out if you like this style of video. Maybe we should switch it up and work on our brand a little bit. But I'll see you next week. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, and take care.